You're only a what if away from great holidays. Check out the deals at whatif.com. What if is Aussie for travel. It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Good morning, welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Just found out something astounding. Just found out something absolutely astounding.
We talk about so much ridiculous stuff off and on air. Really.
I know, we really do. So we're both banh mi aficionados.
How good is banh mi?
It's so good. If you don't know what banh mi is, it's the Vietnamese roll that you get, and sometimes it's pork or shredded chicken or whatever, but it's just delicious. And it's
Veggies
cheap.
And stuff.
It's
and
cheap.
It's cheap and it's amazing. Please don't tell the banh mi makers that they are cheaper than everything else in Perth.
Please don't.
Or anywhere.
And you got a banh mi yesterday?
Yes,
and
I
I
did.
said
I
to
drove
you-
home yesterday and I was like, I need a banh mi.
I was like, oh my goodness. I drove home yesterday and I was like, I need a banh mi. And I got a banh mi.
Perfect.
And where'd you get your banh mi?
Bite my banh mi.
Right.
Because it's the best banh mi.
Here in Perth, in Morley.
Yeah.
Right? That's where I got my banh mi yesterday.
you?
I'm not even
They're
joking.
so good.
I'm not even joking.
They're so good.
Because I had to go out to the Galleria. Oh, wow, that's crazy.
There's $7
What
I've
time
spent.
were you there?
I don't know. Lunchtime, I guess. Around that time.
It was 12.
Probably about 12 something, 1 o'clock.
It was 12:37 I was watching.
But it was worth it. I
That's
don't care if
amazing.
you're creeping on me, watching me, I'll still go get it.
So amazing.
It's so good. Stop it or we'll want it for breakfast.
Oh, that's so true. So true. You've been asking the question, right? How did Ben Cousins go when it came to making his cake? So we've been making the Australian Women's Weekly Birthday Cake children's book cakes. Mm-hmm. And his was chosen yesterday, and then after the show, he was off. He was making it.
He's interesting, Ben, because you never know. Some things he's really dedicated to. Some things he'll take very seriously and we'll be like, oh, Ben, that's something that doesn't actually matter. And he'll really apply himself. And
Yeah.
other things on the show, we're like, dude, this is important. And he's like, what? So we never really know what we're going to get.
Well, I've heard he's applied himself. And I've heard
Okay.
we've also got a little bit of audio from him making the cake yesterday just to hit it home.
Right.
Yeah, so we'll play
Okay.
that for you coming up very soon.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
It's the competition giving new meaning to... Oh, that's easy. It's a piece of cake. It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins. Cake Off.
It is the Cake Off, where we are baking these cakes from the Australian Women's Weekly Children's Birthday Cake Book. It's celebrating 40 years. And we thought, we've waited 40 years for our parents to make us these cakes. Why don't we just do it ourselves? So Pete smashed out the choo-choo train last week to his best efforts. And now it is time for Ben Cousins to present and make and present his cake.
Absolutely.
Now-
Absolutely.
Yesterday, we got everybody to vote in WA on what cake they wanted him to go for, and thank you, WA, because I legitimately thought that everyone was going to go easy on him and give him the ghost cake.
No, they went after it, didn't
Because
they?
the ghost cake looked like no effort. And instead, they went for the old woman who lives in a shoe, which is this sort of almost 2-story cake with windows and doors, and it's a lot.
Yeah.
And
I said this to him. I was like, you're not just doing the shoe. Like, I want you to go all the way because it's in a field. Like, it looks like it's in like the coconut shavings field.
Yeah.
They've used green through it. There's the pathway as well that they've created. Like, I want everything.
I'm concerned because he made it in the workplace kitchen yesterday. Now, we weren't allowed upstairs, so we haven't seen it. But when he left, he was like, hey, this log here on this picture, do you reckon that's just made out of melting a picnic in the microwave? And I was like, I do not want to clean the kitchen. I don't know what he's doing up there.
We've got a bit of audio of what he did up there. Okay. All right, now this isn't the full thing, okay? This is just a little tease of what's to come, all right? But this is a little bit from yesterday and him attempting to make the cake.
Now, I've just moved on to the landscaping, putting in some flowers and trees on my lovely freshly laid lawn. What colour do I want my doorknob? A very important part of the process here is to get the grass right. So I'm just put the food colouring out, the coconut, and I'm about to lay the lawn.
That is a good looking shoe. I think that old woman's going to be really happy.
I don't like calling her the old woman. The auntie in the shoe.
You're doing a really good job.
Ben, you're going to make somebody a wonderful wife one day.
Or husband.
Well, I've never looked like I'm further away from walking one down the aisle, but life works in mysterious ways, so hopefully you're right. Reinforcements on the roofing. I haven't done a lot of roofing. I filled in and did 2 days of roofing and nearly fell off the roof backwards. It's the closest I've come to doing myself a nasty mischief.
He actually sounds like he was using tech screws then.
Yeah.
I'm just going to move on to the roofing. Okay.
I did hear something I wanted to hear, which was he actually laid the lawn, which was good.
He did. He did
went
the
after
lot.
It.
It sounds like he was very committed. I'm not sure how many hours he was here yesterday. You and I left for the day and we just left him to it.
Yeah. Producers Rami, Brooke, how'd things go?
It's funny you ask how long he was here for yesterday. What could you hear in the background of that last bit of audio there?
It sounded like some machine was being used.
It sounded like the cleaners were on site cleaning the office.
Oh, you're joking. He wasn't here that long, was he?
He did good, but a lot of the time I've been told he was chatting up a lot of the ladies in the office.
Right.
Okay. When you say that, I think the truth is that the
they were
ladies in
swanning
the
around.
office were chatting him up.
Yeah.
That's right. And also the cleaners were there. So he's a bit distracted. So because of that reason, he will need another day.
Oh, get out. Get out. I had three
Another
kids.
day.
I had 3 kids and it was 7:45 last week.
Hang
He
on,
also
Pete.
had 2 days.
You were given 2 days. You brought it in a day early because you said it didn't fit your schedule to have 2 days.
I know, and I nailed it.
So tomorrow from 8 a.m.
Get off his case, man.
Right, okay.
Tomorrow from 8 a.m, Ben will be here with the finished product.
Okay. I
Okay.
look forward to seeing it.
Why have you suddenly turned on him?
I haven't turned on him.
It's
This
because
is
now that he's done the lawn, you're starting to feel proper competition.
a little bit,
But
yeah.
boy, does it look better than yours.
Oh, shut up.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Now, Pete, if you'll indulge me for just a moment,
Of course I will.
because sometimes I think back and I think, do you want to just like reflect on a time when our lives were simpler?
I spend a little bit of time every day doing that, I think.
You know, I see lots of posts online where people are like, oh, before mobile phones and before all this, what did you guys do with your time? And I was like, we were fine. We were fine. We weren't all dealing with the anxiety and the stress that everyone is today.
I used to love going into a doctor's surgery and reading New Idea magazines from 7 months ago.
Right?
Like, it was great.
We were fine.
Yeah.
It was a good time. But as humans, I feel like a lot of this we're bringing on ourselves because we are overdoing it on the big life events.
Oh, yeah.
It used to just be engagement party, wedding, maybe kids.
Oh, of course.
Right? Like that
Yep.
they were the big life events. You just maybe you threw in a degree in there, but essentially engagement party, wedding, kids.
Yep.
Then it became like staging and filming engagements, surprises, flash mob dances, then kitchen teas, bachelorettes,
Bachelorette.
bucks parties, wedding dress trial parties, bridal showers, the pre-bachelorette. Last week I learned there's a baby moon.
There's a baby moon, yeah.
Like-
You go on a little holiday before you actually have the baby, and that happens, by the way, after the gender reveal party.
See, it's
So,
never
like-
ending, right? It is absolutely never ending, and we're doing it to ourselves, and it needs to stop. So why not throw in the latest trend,
Oh, what?
the Solo-rette party?
What's a Solo-rette party?
The Solo-rette party. It is basically a vacation or a holiday or a getaway for the bride on her own before she gets married. Because, you know, the hens party and all the overwhelming stuff with everyone is too much.
I mean, it is a time. It is a lot. Like you set the date 2 years out, right, for most people, and then you spend the next 2 years agonising over what's going to happen. I mean, I don't mind it. Like,
It is, honestly.
as long as I get to do it as well.
Apparently it is a solo retreat and personal reset. It's
Yeah.
a one-woman bachelorette designed for reflection, indulgence and a little solitude before the big day.
A Solo-rette party.
If you need all that time out over something like this, you're overdoing the event. You're just overdoing it. You're adding more drama to your lives.
Yeah, that's a fair point because you've got to work out the place, you've got to save for it, pay
It's
for it,
just
all of that sort of
more.
stuff. Yeah,
If you're freaking
yeah.
out this much, just pare everything back.
Yeah.
Like, you know.
It absolutely astounds me the things that we're just seeing in our general daily lives every day, and that everything's got a title and people are doing weird things. Actually, you know what? It's not just women, it's blokes too.
What's your
Well,
thing? Have you got anything outside of the Bucks?
I came across something. I don't know if guys are doing this for weddings. I hope they're certainly not. But I read this thing that men are breaking their legs on purpose to get a promotion or a date.
Stop. That is so random.
No, legit. I know this is random. This is the world we live in at the moment.
I'm sitting here talking about women who are like taking way too many events and putting all these things in their lives, and you're like, how are these guys who are snapping their legs?
Well, this is...
What are you talking about?
Hang on, I'll find out. I'll go back and find the story that I found. This is the world we're living in right now, right?
Stay tuned. Pete's going to come back and tell us why men are breaking their legs.
Yeah. Hang around. Don't go anywhere.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
I told you moments ago that there are men that are breaking their legs on purpose to get a promotion or a date. And I found the story.
Great.
I found the story.
Without anything to follow it up, I was a little bit sceptical. Who knew? Get ready, guys. If you're looking for that big promotion at work and you've had a few stresses in your life, don't worry. All you have to do is break your legs. We're ready.
This is wild. So it's cosmetic surgery, right? So and men are paying up to six figures, and it's called leg lengthening surgery.
Right.
So it is actually you go into a cosmetic surgeon, you say, I'm too short, I want to be taller. And what they do is they break your legs, they stick rods in there, and then they lengthen them over time. In fact, there's a guy by the name of Denzel over in the US who's had this done, and I've got part of his leg lengthening process, him talking about it right here. Have a listen.
I've got part of his leg right here.
Have a listen to this.
Explain to us how the procedure works.
Basically, what they did was they put rods in my leg. They cut the bone surgically, and then they put rods in your legs to extend the bone over a period of 3 months. So I underwent that procedure twice to get the maximum amount of height. And I did that on my upper legs and then my lower legs. It's probably one of the most significant pains that I've underwent in my life. And I did do 8 years in the military. So it was very painful. But for me, it was just something that was worth it. So I was willing to undergo it.
What is it that you wanted to be taller? Was it to try and get more women, or was it something within yourself? Why did you want to be 6 foot? Why couldn't you have remained 5'6"?
For me, I went through most of my life, especially my teenage years, I went through most of my life basically feeling like I wasn't good enough, and my height was always the butt of the joke. So I did a lot of different things to improve myself, but for me, it was just never enough because height was still always that one thing that was kind of in the back of my mind. And then as soon as I found out that there was a way that I could change it, that's when I was like, okay, this is absolutely like what I want to go through with.
So let's do some numbers here, right? I want to crunch some numbers.
I feel for people who have these things about themselves that they really want to change, because I think it's awful when it is debilitating to your life.
Of course.
Right? Where people are like, this thing really bothers me. I get it. Everyone's got something that bothers them. But, like, how much money has this guy had to spend to do this?
To date, $123,000.
See, I'm no doctor, but, like, the idea of lengthening out your bones, doesn't that make your bones more brittle or make them feel like...
So what happens is, right, this is, during the process, there's, like, sharp, deep bone pain, there's muscle tightness. All of that also comes from the lengthening of the nerves, the skin. There's cramping, soreness, burning sensations. Right. There's nerve pain, stiffness in your joints, sleep disturbance, all of that sort of stuff, right?
Have you ever just thought about wearing a heel?
No.
Just a heeled shoe.
And then they'd call him heel. But it goes over 6 to 12 months, sometimes a couple of years before you feel normal. But apparently what happens is the bone goes through a process of healing itself, it's soft, and then eventually it hardens. And everyth's fine again, as if you've broken your leg.
You just brushed over the fact that it's 6 to 12 months before you are living a normal life again.
This guy Denzel, right,
like
went from 5'6" to 6 foot. So they grew him, and they grow them at 1 millimetre a day, right? So 6 inches is about 25 centimetres, 250 millimetres. So 250 days they are growing his legs.
Oh.
It's wild.
But he said it was so painful he couldn't sleep and he couldn't... I mean, this is just...
But...
Is it worth it?
But if you say, is it worth it, right? And I'm lucky. I'm 185 centimetres. I'm happy with my height, right?
Yeah.
This guy's not. He was under 170 centimetres before. Now he's about 186. And you look... I've got a picture of him standing next to his old self, and producer Rami sent you the pic as well.
Yes.
But here's what it looks like. And he looks more confident. He looks happy.
He does.
And even just looking at him compared to the old him, who was a hell of a lot shorter, I'm looking at him going, you know what? If that is $123 that brings that sense of confidence and happiness to your life. $123,000 sense of happiness and confidence to your life. Well, who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares?
I'm go for it. I'm
Go
not anti doing this stuff. I just feel like it's a shame.
And now they call me tripod.
I feel like the boss is going to have a chat to you about that.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins. Simple as ABC.
You've just won $10,000.
Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins presents
Alphabucks.
$10,000 Alphabucks.
Perth. Mix 94.5.
$10,000.
You've just won $10,000.
Good morning, Nicole.
Good morning.
How you going this morning?
Oh, just fine too. You've said my name.
Oh, now you feel nervous. You knew why you were calling, but often quite surprised when we pick up.
Nicole, can I be there when you blow the 10 grand at the casino, please?
Oh, absolutely, Pete.
Are you putting it on black or red?
No, pokies.
The pokies.
Pokies.
That's what it says here.
I think you'd have to take an interstate trip for that, wouldn't you?
I think so.
Throw that in there as well with the 10K.
Yeah. As we always say, gamble responsibly. Hey, Nicole, let's get into it. 30 seconds, 10 questions. Pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back around to it. Your letter today is B for Bravo. B for Bravo.
Got it.
Good luck.
Okay, Nicole, let's smash this out of the park. Question number 1. Name a body part.
Brain.
A boy's name.
Ben.
A country.
Botswana.
A TV show.
Pass.
A vegetable.
Broccoli.
A sport.
Badminton.
An animal.
Bear.
A song title.
Baby one more time.
A language.
Brazilian.
An adjective.
Bouncing.
A TV show.
Boy. Oh my God. Bridgerton.
Whoa, Nicole. That was scary.
Snuck in there.
That was so scary. You had so many seconds left and you could hear your brain going through all the processes of shutting down and winding back up again.
Huh.
Wow.
Just
Nicole,
taking a look through this.
You got through all 10 questions there.
Yeah.
You did come back around and you completed that pass. Now we need the adjudicator to check out everything you said. Are there any in there that you have concerns about?
Yeah, that bloody Botswana.
Botswana.
The question was a country. Let me Google as fast as I can here.
You have a look at Botswana. I'm going to have a look at Brazilian as a language.
Brazilian, because I don't know. Botswana is a country.
Oh, that's good.
So I can give you that one, Nicole. Lock that in. Brazilian, because don't they speak Portuguese?
Oh, you're kidding
in
me.
Brazil?
I don't know. I mean, have you ever had a Brazil nut in Brazil? They just call it a nut.
You noodle. I'm looking this up to see if it is.
So, hang on. So, okay, we got all the other 9 correct. We can absolutely confirm we got all the other 9 correct. And it's this. The language is what we're hanging our hat on at the moment.
Nicole.
Yeah.
The adjudicators have given us their decision.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is not a language.
Oh,
I'm
Nicole.
so sorry, Nicole. Those answers were so swift. I thought for sure, but it is Portuguese. There is no Brazilian language.
Oh, bloody hell.
I'm so sorry, Nicole. I know it's like if you don't laugh, you'll cry. I hate this feeling.
Oh, honestly, mate, it guts us because you
played so well. Oh, man.
I play it every morning when you guys do it.
Oh, we can tell.
It was very well played, honestly. But I'm sorry that's not much of a consolation because, yikes.
All right, Nicole, look, not to be today, but thank you so much for playing an astounding game. And, hey, just remember you can play again.
No worries, guys. Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
Nicole.
See you, mate. Oh, gutted. Absolutely gutted.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins. Best call wins. The best! The best! The best!
today's Best Call wins. We ask you to call 13 10 60 to tell us your best story. It's based and inspired by our Ben Cousins.
Oh, Ben Cousins on this show, Ben Cousins.
Well, because yesterday we did story time where we asked Ben, we just pull a topic out of a bucket and we ask him to give us a story about something that has happened.
Yeah.
And we asked him the last time he went to hospital and he casually revealed
Oh, yeah.
that he was in hospital just last week and we didn't know.
Yeah. Have a listen to part of his story. He's had a hernia fixed.
Previous 2 months, I have developed a little lump or bubble in my groin, one that I'm pretty sure is not supposed to be there.
As opposed to the other little one.
The other ones are fine. Expected.
Yes, so in my own mind, I'm convinced it's a little hernia, but I've had one before. I'm in denial. But last Wednesday, I take the kids to the State of Origin. 11 o'clock that night, I went into my daughter's room, sat on the bed to tuck her in, and then out of nowhere, I get this pain in my groin. I don't know. I may have been in as much pain before, but I've never been in more because I didn't know. It came out of nowhere.
Last week, right?
We had you in on Friday. We had you in on Friday.
Thursday I spent the day at the hospital with my doctor, and then I got referred, went to see the surgeon and managed to get in Friday afternoon. So
into surgery?
Yeah, so I went in
He's
Friday
Ben
afternoon.
Cousins, don't you know?
I was going to say, how the hell did you manage that? So there you go, just out of nowhere, just casual Friday surgery to fix a hernia.
Also, I was a bit disappointed. Like, he never introduced us to his hernia. We never had a chance to get to know it. Like, we didn't meet, and then he just went and got it eradicated.
That's such a great point. Yeah, I didn't even think about it.
But it gives you an opportunity, Pete, to bring back something you really love talking about.
This is one of my favourite things to do on the radio in my entire career. 20 years of doing this job is my favourite thing.
Yep.
Me groin. Now, if you are listening to this right now, I want you to call if you've got a story about a time that your groin has been hurt.
Yeah, you've just gone, ow, me groin.
Now, look.
What could have been more than that?
No, I don't want ow. I don't want, that hurt.
Because
like
are we just going to get a
it.
series of stories of people going, I've been kicked in the plums?
Yes.
Like, that's not enough.
Now, because this is a best call wins. Now, if you come through and you just give us a little, I got kicked in the plums, I was playing sport. Oh, that's fun. That's cute, mate. You can cop a shot. Right, see you later. Don't want that.
Okay.
I want to feel it. Like I want to know.
And I too want to see Pete feel it. I want to see Pete's reaction to you guys telling a gruesome story about me groin.
That's right. I want to walk out of here today thinking to myself, I need to go straight home and straight to bed because going outside's too much of a risk.
Mate, I don't want to send you home. I'm going to send producer Rami, straight upstairs to the ice machine and get you some ice.
Thank you.
That's how much I want you to feel it.
Thank you. I appreciate that. See, we just really work for each other on this show, don't we?
Debbie, you've got a story about your husband. What happened?
Oh, hi, guys. So it was some years ago. We had a pet dog called Titch, very protective over my daughter. And my husband's gone in to say, would you like something to eat? And Titch has lurched off the bed and got him right downstairs and took a chunk out.
What? Took a chunk
He
out?
just went straight for him.
Yeah, so he was so protective over my daughter, and he's just gone in there and said, would you like a chicken sandwich? And he's just lurched off. And my husband's he'll kill me. Sorry, babe, if you're listening. But he's come out and he's just grabbed, downstairs. I'm going, what's going on? And he actually took his axe down, and it was like a 10-cent piece of his testicle.
Wait, a 10-cent piece of skin hanging off. Is that what she's saying?
I think so. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow, that's great. That's great.
Okay,
what a great way to kick it
really
off.
cold with these. I don't think you need the shovel. Don't worry about it.
Hey, John, you were riding your bike as a child. Me groin,
no.
what happened?
Yeah, so I was riding down this hill one day, and my mate thought it'd be a bright idea to throw a stick in between my spokes.
Oh, God.
And I flipped over the bars, caught my groin on the stem of the handlebars, just torn from pretty much right under the crown jewels all the way up to my hip.
Whoa!
And so I was laying in the pound just in agony, 37 stitches.
Oh my God!
My God, John. God, we do some stupid things to each other when we're kids, don't we?
Tell me your friend never did a stupid thing like that
He
again.
thought it was the funniest thing ever, but
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Kai, what happened to your mate?
Mate.
So pretty much one night he was, thought it'd be a bright idea to go over to his brother that was sleeping and, fart on his head.
As you do.
So he did that and, his brother's woken up and just gone for the nearest thing he could grab and grabbed his downstairs and just...
Oh, no, he didn't!
Whoops, someone said something a little bit naughty.
Oh, behave.
This is Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Okay. We had to do a cheeky dump there.
We don't know what happened at your end,
there.
listeners, but, Kai accidentally dropped a bad word.
It was a bad word.
It gets harder on broadcasting to hide these things because in everyday language, everyone's using those words as joining words.
And you know what?
People just drop it without realising.
And in something like this, sometimes fair enough, but we can't air it. So, James, last one here. Keep it clean, but you got a story about your friend. What happened? Army Groin.
I do. He was climbing a corrugated iron fence, and back in those days, we weren't smart enough to put the capping on top.
Uh-huh.
And he slipped and landed on the old plums, and he de-seated himself, let's say.
Oh, mate!
Yeah, so it was, the old seed was hanging out the bag there.
Do they? So I'm fascinated by this.
I'm fascinated by the language.
I'm really. So, did you call an ambulance, or do you just collect it up with your hands and then just go and?
I wasn't collecting it with my hands, that's for sure. But ambulance come and took him. They managed to save it.
Yeah.
We didn't have any good nicknames for him, unfortunately. But yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, this is great. We're bringing this back.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
On Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins, it's yay or nay.
Good morning, producer Rami.
Happy hump day. My humps, my humps, my humps, my humps.
Do you get more humps on a Wednesday?
Of course I do.
Oh.
As should you all. First one, The Project.
3, 2, 1.
Yay.
The TV show?
The TV show. Are you guys watching?
No.
Is it still on? I thought it was done.
It got cancelled.
What are you... No, it has not been cancelled yet.
Look, I got to be honest with you.
Sad. No, this
Mate.
is my moment. It comes with a bit of sadness.
Are you
sadness.
sad?
Yes.
Do you watch it every night?
I do. And this Friday is the last episode.
What are you going to miss the most?
Carrie Bickmore. Is she still on there?
No, mate. She hasn't been on
Carrie
there.
hasn't been on there. She's been
I'm
busy
joking,
doing radio
I'm
instead.
I'm joking.
decade.
I just love their weird take on news. It's a refreshing way to watch the news, put it that way.
I like the way it divides the crowd because a lot of people will hear you say that and you'll go, it's a weird way of doing news. Some would say it's too left and people will be like, oh, they're just pushing an agenda. But I think they're unusual because they are a little bit left, but it is... You don't see any other media doing that that way.
And it's a discussion.
Sorry to cut you off. What were you going to say?
No, I was just going to say what I enjoyed about it was always a discussion. Like
Yes.
they presented the facts.
Yeah.
And it was a discussion, and we enjoyed watching it for that reason because it would mean that we would discuss it in our household, and I think that's what news needs to do.
Well, after 16 years, the first episode was 2009, they are wrapping up this Friday.
It's a shame to lose Australian broadcasting like that.
Yes, and live
Like
TV.
that's-
We don't
you know,
get that
that
much of
sucks.
that anymore. The two moments from the project that live in my mind rent-free, as they should in yours. So there was a flawless moment from Carrie Bickmore.
The airline price wars are heating up again and we're being told fare discounting is as aggressive as it's ever been. Virgin's targeting key corporate routes, hoping to win over Qantas customers. And while that means cheaper travel for us, it's likely to be bad news for the airline's bottom line.
That web address you'll need is youtube.com.
And that's where I got the audio from. And a former host, Dr. Andrew Roachford, who was introducing comedian Kitty Flanagan.
And supposedly doctors' waiting rooms may soon be empty with advanced new medical apps being developed to help people diagnose and treat themselves. We're joined now by the Oracle on Everything, Kitty Flanagan. Now, Kitty, should I be worried about my job?
Well, if you keep calling me Clitty, you should, yeah.
Can I just say, I need to tell you this. I got a message from a mate who just heard what we did with Army Groin
and
was like, wowee, brilliant, perfect for daycare drop-off.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we can't cater to everyone's lifestyle, can we?
No.
I love
try.
it. I love it.
And it's
Good
the
morning.
project. It's family fun. Anyway, Vale, the
Family
project.
fun. It's just like you. Hey, it's Saturday. Eat your heart out.
All right, and second one this morning. This is a bit of a controversial one. This is a thought of mine that I had. Allowing the AFLW and AFL teams to play together.
3, 2, 1.
Nay.
I don't actually know what you mean.
So women's team, AFLW, and the AFL's only men's, but commingling.
But in what context?
No.
Like
For a game, for
as in
football.
like
women will
mixed-
be killed.
Yeah, as in like mixed netball kind of commingling, like get out
As in
there and...
specifically AFL, yes.
Yeah, no.
They can't.
I don't know. I just thought...
They just can't. Like the
would,
women are
that ever
amazing.
would there be a world where that would happen?
I'm sure
the
there's...
women are amazing players, but
Yeah.
this is this whole argument with also trans people in sport, right? The whole
True.
argument is, for a lot of people, is that the issue is that they have bigger, stronger bodies.
Yeah, okay.
And
Well,
the women would be annihilated.
because every time I see the AFLW team, like they would annihilate me. Like they are fit.
Yeah,
Oh,
sure,
yeah,
but
they're
you're
strong.
not
Watch
a
what you say right now.
You're not a 6'6"
How dare
elite
you.
AFL player with 10 pre-seasons under your belt. Like it's
That you know of.
It's different. Oh no, I can see it.
Yeah. Mixed
maybe-
AFL's not,
maybe we can
not going
ask-
to be a thing.
Maybe we can ask Oscar Allen tomorrow.
Yeah,
so
he's
I
coming
don't
in,
know if
is
I've
he?
told you guys. Oh, I have told. So he's coming in tomorrow, not just for half an hour like we usually get him. We get him for a full hour. A full hour. Do you know why?
Oscar.
Well, he's injured till the. I don't think he's playing another game this
No,
year.
yeah.
so-
Because now we're cutting out all the media personalities and giving all the jobs to sports people.
yeah, pretty much.
Sorry,
Kymba
project.
Cahill.
Well, no, look at Rami.
No,
He's got a
true.
job. He's a sports
I
person.
just called him up and I was like, mate, you don't have a job right now.
Yeah.
And I need to keep you busy because you're injured. Come in for an hour.
You're busy, and he
And
said
he
yes.
said yes.
Oh, fantastic.
So he's joining us tomorrow from 7.
Okay,
He
great.
could be knitting a scarf, but instead he's coming in here.
Now, Kymba, join me for a meeting.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Life can be so unpredictable, especially when that's the aim of this game. So we're asking, what happens next?
You're in the car or at home, at work. You can play this one. Along with us because producer Brooke scales the internet looking for stories that have happened in people's real lives and then gives us a little bit of the story and then we have to guess what happens next.
All right, so let's get right into it. Here is story number 1.
I set up a beach proposal for my girlfriend. I used candles and rose petals, and I was ready to go. What happens next?
Beach proposal.
Beach fire.
Beach fire?
Beach fire. I reckon the candles caught some of the grass in the dunes and it took off.
But would you do the proposal in the dunes? I thought you would have done it on the beach. Like on the flat part of the beach where everybody's watching and
Maybe
if you're going to do a beach proposal.
Maybe they had plans for in the dunes.
What do you mean?
Oh, just, sometimes.
What are you talking about?
When
What does that mean?
a man loves a woman very much, or when a woman loves a woman very much, or when a man loves a man very much, or when a
Someone loves
non-binary
someone
person
very,
loves a non-binary person very
Oh,
much.
now I got you.
It
I
can
reckon
happen in the dunes.
I reckon they got caught up in a tsunami.
Okay. I mean, look, everything is possible with the stories Brooke
Yeah.
finds. Sometimes maybe it just ended in a proposal and it was beautiful.
Oh, boring. Let's have a listen.
I went to get my girlfriend, and when I returned, it had all been washed away. Everything. I was about to press on, and a jogger ran past and yelled, "Don't marry him." I didn't propose. It's now been 2 years, and I still haven't.
What was with the random bystander? Don't marry him.
Sorry, do we need to know? Is there more to this story, Brooke? Is there something?
I think a lot of people saw him setting it up, so they knew, were watching, waiting, like it was all a bit of a
Oh,
laugh.
so don't marry him was a laugh.
Yeah,
He
don't
was having
marry
a
him was a
laugh.
bit of a laugh.
Oh, or don't marry him. This guy knows nothing about the ocean tides.
All right then. Okay. Well, here's your next story.
A wife decided to plan a surprise party for her husband. She pulled off the perfect surprise. When the lights turned on, everyone yelled, "Surprise!" What happens next?
Wow, this could go anywhere, couldn't it?
He had a heart attack.
Oh.
I reckon he had a heart attack. I
hope not.
It's my 40th this year, and my wife keeps
What, is
asking.
that on the mind?
It
You're
is.
like, speaking of heart attacks,
No, legit.
I'm 40 this year.
I'm not joking. This was literally a conversation my wife and I had 2 nights ago where she was like, what do you want to do for your birthday? And I said to her, oh, you know what? You know, it'd be fun. Good surprise party, right? No, I know that's stupid, preempting my own surprise party.
Little.
But also got into the conversation of, but I don't know if I want one because I'm afraid I might have a heart attack.
Oh, my God. That's your concern. Wow. Okay. I'm going to say everything went great until the police arrived.
Oh, okay. I like that. Let's have a listen.
He had a heart attack. It turns out he had an unknown heart condition. He survived, but spent weeks in hospital and didn't have a very happy birthday.
I told you.
And then I feel bad because what also can happen in this game is that it all seems like fun and games until someone loses an eye, because we will laugh our heads off at something like that and then he doesn't survive and we sound like terrible people.
It's okay. It sounded like he survived.
This is how this catches us out.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
Dear Kymba.
Straight up, I'm going to need your help, 13 10 60, because some of these are a little out of my wheelhouse, okay? I'm not a parent. I don't have any children. And as a result, I don't know what I'm talking about.
Oh, please. I mean, you have common sense. That accounts for a lot. And that's all we have time for on Dear Kymba.
Well, let's just see, okay? This one's come from Astrid.
Yeah.
Astrid says, Dear Kymba, my good friend is about to have her baby and she has emailed everyone a list of rules to follow in order to meet the baby. Some are totally understandable, like no kissing of the baby.
Okay. Yeah.
And sanitising before holding the baby.
Yeah, sure. Yep.
But she's driving everyone away with demands like no smoking 2 hours before holding the baby.
Oh, but the smoke stays on your fingers, and washing it doesn't get it off.
Washing it doesn't get it off 2 hours probably won't help.
Yeah.
I haven't finished yet.
Sorry.
Sorry, I've got to read Astrid's letter. It's like the most important part.
I was just very excited to get into this. I'm so sorry. I'll go out and I'll have a
I know
dart.
I said I want parent information and help here, but wow, you were quick.
I'll take a smoko. You do what you need to do. Right.
Okay. She's driving everyone away with demands like no smoking 2 hours before holding the baby, no calling the baby nicknames, only use her given name, no wearing of perfume or deodorant. Deodorant. And no foul language around the baby. The first time is okay, but if you do it a second time, you'll be asked to leave.
Right.
Astrid says, are these rules reasonable? It makes me feel unwelcome, and especially when everyone says it takes a village. Astrid. Okay, 13 10 60. Are these baby rules reasonable? I get that people have rules and it makes sense, mostly around protecting the baby. As you say, like a lot of people still need to be told, don't kiss babies. Don't kiss them. It is the highest way of giving them herpes, of giving them, like, just don't do it. Mouth ulcers, all that stuff. So they do need to be told. But, like, no foul language and we're going to send you out. Like, the baby's not going to know.
Look,
I drop a swear.
I know. And no smoking, the no smoking one I get. The no nicknames I think is weird.
No deodorant.
The no perfumes and deodorant. The kids just fresh. Like it. Absolutely. Right.
Perfume,
could be
I
reacting to
understand,
some of that
but
stuff.
Deodorant. I'm not sticking your baby in my armpits.
But that being said, their baby, their rules.
Okay, but so she's right, though. It will drive people away.
And if it does,
if I'm like,
sure they're happy
going to
with
come
it.
visit you and your baby on the way home from work, but I can't wear deodorant. I have to stop and take it off, or I couldn't wear deodorant that morning, or any of those things. I'm probably not going to go visit.
But I would have to think that if they're happy to stick to these, then they're probably and you're not going to agree with these rules, then they're probably happy not to have you at the baby.
I guess.
That's, and that's
way
on there.
to end a friendship over some Lynx Africa.
Maybe. Holly, all right. Talk to us. You think these rules are reasonable?
Some are, some aren't. I think like the nicknames, the no deodorant and the swearing is a little bit extreme. I can understand like the perfume, but me and my mum actually fell out over the smoking. She is a smoker and so is her partner. And that was one of the things I said to her was, I don't want you to turn up in the clothes that you've been smoking in, because sometimes she would turn up after work. And even now, like, you know, my son was in neonatal unit. He had a popped lung when he was born. And that was one of our things. We didn't want her to turn up when, you know.
So she didn't take it well then, Holly?
No, not at all. She thought I was being nasty, like I didn't want her to have anything to do with him. And I was like, no, it's not that. And it was then the same rules when we had our daughter. We didn't want her to turn up after having a cigarette.
Yeah,
and
okay.
I think that's fair. And cigarette smokers will openly admit that they don't smell the cigarette smoke the same way we do. If you're if you're a non-smoker, you can smell it from a mile away hours later. I understand. Tamara, what are your thoughts? Are these baby rules reasonable?
I honestly think the world has gone mad. I mean, we used to play in the garden, in the dirt, you know, drink water from hose pipes, and we turned out all right. So I can understand the no kissing, but that's probably the only one that is acceptable. I get that one.
Yeah, you know what, actually, she doesn't also mention anything in there about like whooping cough vaccines or anything. There's nothing in there about the ones that I think would be the big ones.
It's such a generational thing. You know, we went through it. The other side to that is we also know more about the world these days.
Yeah.
In terms of the dangers of it, health risks and so on and so forth. So it's 50-50 on that one, I think.
Brooke, you had a rule with your son. You don't think these are unreasonable?
No, there's actually a parent that in Australia brought in a law called Riley's Law with the vaccine.
Oh,
so
yes.
we spread that around that you had to, if you wanted to meet the baby, you had to be vaccinated with the flu or the whooping cough needles. So they had to be vaccinated before coming to meet the baby.
And I think any reasonable person coming to meet your baby would probably go, okay, like it's their kid.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, I know it's agonising. Maybe if you're a grandparent as well, it's agonising. Maybe you don't meet your grandkid for 3 months or 6 months or...
As long as the parents are fine with that. If the parents are like, hey, it's going to be 3 months, and as long as you're not angry at people about not getting their vaccine, fine.
Hey, Chris, what happened to your son after someone kissed him?
My son had someone kiss him with a cold sore.
No.
And the virus actually got into a nerve in his ear and actually gave him Bell's palsy.
Oh, my God.
My goodness.
That's so awful, Chris.
How long ago was this, Chris?
Oh, this is like 8 years ago now.
Right. How's your son now?
Oh, he's fine nowadays. He still has if you're looking hard enough, you can still see a little bit of it, but there's been a bit of therapy over the years to help with things like that.
Yeah. Devastating, though. And as a parent, you're already worried about all of the things that could go wrong and all of the, like, you're already crazy paranoid and scared.
You should have seen me and Liz the night we drove home Mila, our first from the hospital.
Yeah.
Like,
no one slept that night.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Hey, Julie, last one here. So you're still not allowed to kiss your grandbabies and they're 10 months old. Some would consider that a long, long time. What's going on there?
It is. Well, basically, same as what everyone's saying, it's all about the health of the kids and, you know, setting up boundaries, and I'm okay with that because, you know, everyone says, oh, it didn't happen in our day, but in our day, you know, were we really brought up that great? You know, we were brought up to kiss Uncle Alan, and, you know, some people that didn't end up pretty good for, you know.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
And not only that, it's just basically looking after their health. We're at the stage where we blow kisses to them, and when they want to come up and give us a kiss, that's fine. They can do that. But at the moment, it's all about the health and setting up basic boundaries. I think, you know, if you have grown as a person, you will accept that. If you don't, well, see you later.
Yeah.
Yeah, nicely said,
That's
Julie.
well said. Yeah. I think stick to your guns. Ultimately, it's your kid.
Yeah.
People should be understanding around that. So,
Well, as long as you're understanding that you might lose some of your village.
Yep. It's going to happen.
It's Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins.
We're sifting through the media haze to tell you what's trending.
Producer Brooke, tell us, please, what is trending?
Good morning. Do you feel like this P. Diddy trial has been going on forever?
Well, it took a long time to get it across the line, but I thought it was going to be unpacked for a very long time because I thought, when are they dragging in the Beyoncés and the Jay-Z's of the world? Like, when are we going to hear that all of those big names have gone in?
Never. It's been 8 weeks. It feels like longer than 8 weeks, but it has been 8 weeks, and they've wrapped, case closed, everyone's dropped 34 witnesses for the prosecution. Guess how many witnesses for the defence?
Oh, no. 4.
Zero.
Really?
None. And they basically did 20 minutes and they said originally the lawyers were like, we're going to struggle to get P. Diddy not to testify because he wants to talk.
Yeah.
No, he spoke to the judge. He was like, I don't want to talk. This is my decision. And I'm not going to say anything. So he even...
I suppose you wouldn't want to get wrapped up.
Well,
I mean, if you're anyone, you wouldn't want to get wrapped up in defending Diddy, would
they've got 30 witnesses in. They've probably decided maybe it's just best I don't say anything.
Yeah.
I might just be quiet now.
Yeah, absolutely. But, have a listen to this audio. This is an update for you.
The Diddy trial is going to go to the jury this week. Thursday, it looks like they're going to do closing. And this jury could get this on Friday. No idea how long it's going to take. But
we do know that Diddy is not going to be testifying.
Can we go around the table right here, right now? And predictions. Is there anybody in their right mind who's thinking that jury is going to find him not guilty?
Jewelry.
That jewelry
I think
is going to find him
thrown
not
out.
guilty.
I think the whole thing will get thrown out. Yep. That's what they're trying for. So they're trying to say they haven't met the burden of proof, and they're going to try and get it all
and
thrown
they'll be
out.
like, he couldn't get a fair trial because there were too many things in the media, and there's always something. I don't trust anyone when it comes to this sort of high power, money people.
Yeah, sure.
I don't trust anything.
They live in a different world.
Of course.
And what do they know that we don't, that they spoke for 20 minutes and then were like, case closed, goodbye. Like, I just feel like they are too confident. But one fun fact about the court case was last week, Kanye West, showed up. Unannounced.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he showed up just to support Diddy.
What?
They didn't know.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah,
didn't know he
Kanye
was
got the
coming.
memo that people were talking about someone outside of himself, and he was like, what I need to do is show up.
But they didn't know he was coming, so he got sent to the overflow courtroom. He sat there for under an hour, and then he left, and he was wearing all white. And 50 Cent came out and said he thinks he was wearing all white in support of, the white parties, the freak-offs.
Freak-offs.
But
50 Cent, have you been following 50 Cent stuff on Instagram?
Oh, he hates.
He hates Diddy with a vengeance. Like, it is vitriol. The stuff that he just blatantly comes out and says about Diddy on Instagram is insane.
Oh, he's making a doco. He's ready to bury him. But look,
do you guys remember when Kanye made great music?
No.
That was a time. That was a time.
He
It was
did,
like, there was a good moment
High school
there.
dropout was amazing.
Well, look, we're going to stay with Kanye, but I do have a question for you. Do you guys remember those bracelets and necklaces that you could eat? Like, they were little candies.
Yes.
And it was in all the children's, you'd go to a party, it'd be in the lolly bag, and you'd put the little bracelet on, you'd eat it. Well, look, I've given you a piece of paper. I want you to turn over. And Kymba, can you please describe to me what Kanye West's wife, Bianca Censori, is wearing in this photo? They're in New York City,
Of course
in
she
the
is.
middle of New
Wow.
York, nowhere near a beach.
She's wearing a string, if you imagine the smallest string crochet bikini you've ever seen, with just triangles and nothing but a thin line as the thong, except the whole thing's made out of those candies. Those little candies.
Fully edible. It's a fully edible bikini.
She has such a dead look in her eyes. I feel sorry for her. Every time I see her, I'm like, I get it. If I had that body, I'd probably be doing my shopping in it. But she just looks like she's vacant, like there's nothing going on.
I mean, he's in a hoodie and he's in a full tracksuit, so it can't.
I didn't
be
even
that.
notice he was in the photo.
Oh, yeah, fair.
I didn't even see that she was there with him.
Yeah, but I mean, that's nowhere near a beach. That's in the middle of New York City, and I mean, she looks great, but
she's having a time, isn't she?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Pete,
Good
are
luck
you
to them
okay?
all.
Are you okay, Pete?
Sorry, what happened?
Thinking about candies.
Sorry, I'm just wondering, where would you start? Like, if you were going to...
Straight behind the neck, I reckon, so the whole thing just undoes. It's gone.
Oscar Allen on the show, 7 till 8. He'll join us for a Oscar Allen West Coast Eagles Hour of Power tomorrow, so looking forward to that. And Ben Cousins, after 8, will he be here? And will his cake that he's baked from the Australian Women's Weekly Children's Birthday Cake book be with him as well?
I love that you've suddenly started to get suspicious whether he's even going to turn up with the cake just because you feel like he got an extra day over you.
Well, he did.
He'll be here.
I was in here
There'll
a
be a
day
cake.
early.
It's going to be great.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins. 6 to 9 weekdays. You can't miss Pete and Kymba with Ben Cousins, and you can't miss with whatif.com. With loads of accommodation across Australia, plus flights and more. Book your trip at whatif.com or download the What If app. What If? It's Aussie for travel.